We're bringing back the 80s. Hello, my name is Jaren, JB. I got another fragrance review of this 1980s classic, and I did another review last week on Halston Z14, and this is another classic called Alfred Sung Home. I'll be doing a review on this, and God bless you all. And want to tell you before I do this review on this iconic fragrance to please like and subscribe to Jiren's Fragrances, and this fragrance we're bringing back the 80s to 2025, and we're doing so many great things. God is doing so many great things, and bless you, and God loves you. Okay, we're bringing back 1989 with this classic called Alfred Sung Home. And this fragrance, I recently bought this like last Friday and stuff, and I was watching a lot of reviewers and they were talking about all the classic fragrances, and I'll show you which fragrance reminds me of, and I want to tell you about it, tell you about it and how it is and stuff, and I'll show you the presentation of it. And here's the boxes inside the box. It has Alfred Sung Home, and it has this nice has like this tower. Like I'll keep this box right here, and you have EDT concentration, vaporous spray. You have the 3.4 ounce. You have the bottom, nothing on the bottom, top, and then you have the ingredients, which I already have the notes on the computer, and you have nothing inside the box. And here is the iconic bottle of this. Wow. Oh, kind of hard, giving me a hard time. Okay, okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, look at this iconic bottle. This is 80s right here. This is the 80s right here. Like I said, it smells so good. It smells like Irish Spring in the bottle. I have a lot of bars of it, but I don't want to show it. But this is the bottle right here. It has Alfred Sung Home, like I said in the box. Then you have Alfred Sung Home, and then you have down here and stuff. The bottom you have the batch code and stuff. I don't know what year it is, but batch it is. And you have this beautiful color juice. The back there's nothing, and this right here is a cap right here. This is a cap right here. So this stuff right here, I was researching on the internet that this was a built-in sprayer back in the day, the old vintage bottles and stuff. So if you buy this, it's not a fake. So they just changed the cap. I think the company wanted to keep it relevant, so cool and stuff. So I got the notes right here. I'm gonna tell you the notes and stuff. And this is the sprayer. Sprayer is really good. Sprayer is really good. Good. And I'll spray some. Okay. Very strong sprayer. Like I already have like something on, but it's okay. Wait till this dry down. This stuff is just strong right here. Like I said, don't spray too many sprays of this fragrance. Don't spray too many sprays of this fragrance because this stuff is very strong. And I have notes right here. These a lot of these 80s fragrances I like about is they're very strong and they have masculine, they have guts, they have muscles. So this is very strong, and I have it on here. I have the notes on here. So this is the notes right here, the complexity of this fragrance. Okay, it says Sung Home by Alfred Sung Home is an aromatic fragrance. It says for Sung was released in 1989, and surprisingly, there's no perfumer for this fragrance, and and I'll tell you what seasons for this and stuff. And these are the top notes. What I get right here, the top notes I get right here is Jupiter berry, bergamot, sage, pepper, artemisia, caraway, lemon, basil, bay leaf, uh, petitgrain, pine tree, which I do get a little greenness to it. Aldehydes, carnation, spicy. I don't know the other note, but spicy notes: caraway, jasmine, rose. I get some rose a little bit, not too much. Fir, oak moss, which I think they took oak moss from it, and then leather, musk, cedar, patchouli, and vetiver and sandalwood. Like these fragrances had back in the day had the boldness like this right here. This not all these fragrances like Corol's, Haas and C14, which I'll tell you the similarities to it. And that's stuff. But let's go into the spray. When you first spray this on, you get like a strong Jupiter berry. Like you get like this lemon. You get like this bergamot. For some reason, I get more of the lemon than other a lot of other fragrances and stuff. And this stuff it just smells good. It smells good. To me, it kind of smells better than the newer fragrances, just my opinion. But this fragrance, it just smells good. It just brings back a lot of memories. I wasn't born in the 80s, but I just like these old fragrances and these old game system stuff. And this fragrance kind of reminds me of Taco Bell when Taco Bell was cheap back in the day. They were 88 cents. And a lot of the game consoles like the Nintendo, then you have the Sega Genesis, which I have right here. And it's just like the fragrance, it just smells so good and that stuff. When it dries down, it gets a little better. I get like a lot of rose and stuff. And the lemon, it still stays, but not as much and stuff and that stuff. And I'll tell you what fragrance it smells. When I first sprayed on, I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I was wearing today. I did a review on this fragrance already. Halston C14. Now this one came out in 1974, and I looked this fragrance up. This was by a New York company. I think Alfred Homme is by. I think it's a Canada company. I think it's Canada and that stuff. Man, I want to just. I want to. I like that open. I like the. I'm sorry. Stuff and spray a little bit of this right here. I already sprayed so much of this. Like I sprayed this like on my shirt, under my shirt, but stuff like I'll tell you. Okay, okay. And there's another fragrance that smells very similar to both of these right here. I'll probably do a comparison video. Quorum that came out in '82 or '81. That's one of my favorite. I had that in my collection. I just want to spray a little more. Sprays are really good on this. I'll probably do a review on this. Review on this. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I'll be washing these off, but okay. Yeah, I do get that same lemon, but to me, this one right here has more sweeterness than this, and that's the, even though these two fragrances came out in a different era because this came out in the '70s when the fragrances had a lot of green notes. They had guts. They had muscles. They had like it was kind of like Simpson, the Strong Man. Even though this is still strong, this one came out in '89, like going into the '90s and stuff, going into the '90s, coming out of the '80s. So I think in the '90s they had 1881 Cerruti, they had Jupe, which I'm not really fans with Jupe. Have that in my collection, and then you had what's the other fragrances? Kenzo, I had that in my collection back in 2021. I don't have that, so it like this fragrance. It just takes me back to the. It just goes back to the '90s. It brings back the '90s, the memories like when Taco Bell was cheap. It takes me back to another place that I used to go to a long time ago, Hickory Dickory Dock, if you remember that place, and Chuck E. Cheese's. What else? McDonald's when they were really good. Like it just goes back to those memories. I never smelled this until like the late 2000s, and then like I said, I watch a lot of other people's reviews. So, but let's get back into the fragrance and stuff, and I'll tell you what it reminds me of. This console that God blessed me with, this console right here, the Sega Genesis and that stuff. It reminds me of this right here. Reminds me of this. Like this can't actually this console right here came out the same year as this as Alfred Sung Home. If you didn't know that, it reminds me of that. To me, that could be a Sega Genesis cologne, but it's not. It's not made by the same company. It's not Sega, but it reminds me of that. But I'm gonna get back to the fragrance. Okay, when it dries down, I get a lot of bay leaf. I get a lot of the greenness to it. Not too much green because, like I said, it came out in '89, and Halston was '74. But now Halston, I think, is more sweeter than this. It's more sweeter, but I know it's not a Halston, but I'm just saying that I wanted to smell the fragrances because, like I said, I get the lemon out of this and stuff. But this fragrance, like I said, it's a great budget fragrance. You can get this pretty reasonable prices and stuff. And I do get Irish Spring. I may do a re-review on this fragrance and probably bring an Irish Spring bar and say, hey, it smells so, and it does smell like Irish Spring. Because a lot of the fragrances in the '80s had a lot of soapiness to it. Had a lot of soapiness. I think back in the day, like Dove soap. I know there's some fragrances that smell like Dove soap. I smell at stores and stuff. But I think in the '80s, a lot of people just wanted to smell soapy and that stuff. And this fragrance, it smells like that. You're just getting out the shower. You just want to spray just a fragrance and just want to smell good. Like that's what it was back in the day. And it reminds me of a guy wearing a suit and tie, or he's wearing a striped shirt from the '80s. But yeah, this is a great fragrance. If you see my shirt, I'm wearing an '80s shirt, but this is awesome. This is great budget friendly and stuff. This is budget. This is what I call budget fragrance. And I like the purple juice. I like the purple juice and that stuff. And I'm getting a little bit of that rose now. I'm getting a little bit of that rose, not like as Moschino, a Moschino Toy Boy, that fragrance I have. I'm not getting that rose. I'm getting a lot of that rose, and a little bit of jasmine. Like I said, I don't get a lot of notes from it. Like aldehydes, I get a lot of that, and the lemon, like I said, is still prominent. To me, the lemon stays on me for about 2 hours. 2 hours along with this one. This one I get, I think, an hour with the lemon. But I'm gonna put this fragrance back. But let's talk in that stuff. But yeah, I get a lot of the lemon and both of the openings and stuff. But yeah, this is definitely beautiful. This is definitely beautiful. That's I don't get any like letter out of this. I don't get any letter. Maybe the vintage one. Like I said, this one was in the built-in cap. I haven't bought it. I never bought it back then, but this was in the built-in cap. So I think the company, like I said, they wanted to keep it relevant, understanding that stuff. But according to my research, it still lasts long. Like I said, I tested. If you know, I put a dent in this bottle. Put a dent in this bottle. But yeah, and the sandalwood I think comes later. It comes later on. But man, it just smells so good. It smells like the Sega Genesis. Yes, 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 it does. Nah, I'm not gonna pull again, but I'll just pull out the controller. But the carnation, I get a little bit of it now. I get a little bit of it now of the carnation, but it just smells awesome. It just smells very awesome. It just smells very awesome, and the patchouli and vetiver. But I don't recall smelling this fragrance back in 2000s. I may probably seen it at a store, but I never recall smelling this until like I said, I started watching reviews and stuff because I was one time back in I think 2017. I remember seeing this fragrance on a lot of YouTubes and stuff, and people was talking about it, and I was like, hey, let me get this fragrance. And then when my collection started expanding, like right now, I got this fragrance, and I remember smelling it at a store where I live at, and they had a lot of them for Christmas and stuff. And at first, I didn't like this fragrance. I didn't like it because I guess the opening, like I said, the opening. But if you can wait and be patient with the opening, then you can cool with this fragrance. This fragrance is cool. It's like a friend. It's like when you first meet a friend, and you're cool with them later on if it's God's will. But yeah, this one takes a little time. Like it has great longevity projection, and I'm gonna tell you how the longevity is and that stuff and I'm gonna tell you now, the longevity is very good. It's very good. This stuff is very good. It's like having a relationship with God. It's like this stuff will last you on your clothes until you wash your clothes. Like it lasts you like 2 weeks, because I can still smell it on one of my pajama shirts. This stuff right here, it lasts 24 hours. Just 24 hours. Like man, it just lasts. It lasts. It lasts. It lasts. Like if you want a fragrance that's budget friendly that you can wear any time of season, I'll tell you the seasons for it. Then get this right here. Get this. And if you want to smell classic, then get this right here. If you like into classic fragrances, and the projection for this projection is really good on this. This is really good. It has really good projection on it. Like I get about 3 hours of projection. Like when you first spray it on, it would project loudly. Like people could smell you. Like people could smell you. I remember my mom was walking by me, and she said this smells it smells good, but it was too loud. I think I sprayed a lot, but this stuff right here, I would recommend probably just 2 sprays of it, but and that stuff. But I'll get to that. But this projects really good. It projects like a soap. It just projects like soap, a soap dish, and it just projects and stuff. And the seasons for this fragrance, this is you can wear this all year round, like any time of the year. If you want just to smell classic, you don't want to wear your other fragrance like your Mercedes Benz, your Chanel, the Blue de Chanel. I have that. If you want to just bring back the 80s and that stuff, then go for it. If you want to bring back the good times that you had friends in high school, because I know there was a lot of people wearing this in high school back in the day and that stuff, or you had a certain job like you're working at a warehouse or something, or if you're working at a or you did ministry with this fragrance and you forgot about this, missed out. Definitely, this is a great fragrance. This is a great fragrance for any time of season. You can wear this in the summer as long as you cut the sprays down, which I'll get to that. But this stuff right here is just great. It's just a great budget fragrance. Like I said, it just takes me back to that Sega Genesis era when it was competing with the Super Nintendo and all the other consoles like 3DO, Atari Jaguar, all that stuff. Like it brings that. I could even see the employees of those companies wearing this right here because this is what they had back in the day. So they had a lot of great fragrances and stuff. Like if you like fragrances like Ted Lapidus, Corol's Ferio. That was by Jack Bogart. Some of the Jack Bogart, maybe one man show. I'm not fans with one man show. I had that. I'm not fans with it. But if you like those fragrances, those strong fragrances, absolutely. And occasions for this, you can wear this like anytime. You can wear this with a t-shirt, a button-up shirt like me, an 80s shirt. You can wear this like anytime. You can wear this anytime, anytime, anywhere. You can wear this like going out to eat, a prayer meeting, or a wedding or something. Like you can wear this like almost anytime and stuff. And what I'm gonna say, and like a t-shirt and jeans and stuff, guy, you can wear this and that stuff. And age groups for this, like I said, I'm not gonna tell anyone what age, what fragrances to wear. Like if you like classic fragrances, like me personally, then get this. Get this. If you want to smell soapy, get this fragrance. If you want to smell 80s, you want to bring back the 80s. You bring back Taco Bell when their tacos were 88 cents, and the menu at McDonald's was pretty good. Then get this in the yellow Wendy's and stuff. Absolutely get this fragrance because it can bring a little memories, some all good memories, only good memories and that stuff. Even there was hard times, but good memories with this fragrance, and that's the even though I never smelled it. And then project and not projection. What I said it's I already said seasons, but forgive me, Lord. What do you say and that stuff and that stuff? Prices on this, you can get this pretty good. Like I said, I got this right here for on it was on eBay on Forever Lux for about 19.99. You can get this 19.99. I remember seeing it at my store where I live at, and they had it for like $18. It was like on a bargain, but you can get probably like 3 bottles for this for about $40 if you like these fragrances because it smells so good. It just smells so good. Man, it just smells good. I'm getting that musk. I forgot musk is in this too. So musk is very prominent in this, but man, very great. Very great fragrance and box and that stuff, presentation and stuff. Very great, but and that stuff. But and that one more thing, sprays for this. Spray only 2 sprays, probably 2 sprays. I overdid. I probably did about 7 sprays, but you can spray 2 sprays. Like you spray it under your shirt or on your shirt, or you can spray it maybe. I know some people say spray fragrance on their neck. Like as long as it doesn't have animals in it and stuff. I would spray this because I think the ingredients. I think the '80s fragrances had better ingredients than the new ones. Like not saying the new ones don't smell good, but I think the '80s ones are okay. But this one right here, it just smells so good. Like it has the long sprayer. Has the long sprayer. I'm not gonna spray anymore, but like that and that stuff. And the cap, I wouldn't pick it up by cap because it will fall off. It will break. But yeah. So God bless you guys. This was my review of Alfred Home. I'll be doing another review on other fragrance from the 2000s. It's not 80s, but 2000s. And I'll be doing more reviews probably next month. But I'll be doing one more. Mustang and Mustang Performance. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. And I wanted to tell you, God bless you all. Have a blessed day, and please subscribe. And if you want prayer, then you can send to my mom AC Loves channel. Subscribe to her channel. I recommend her channel. If you need any prayer, and I pray for you guys. So God bless you all, and hugs, my friends, and have a blessed day.